Hello Leo, kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me and tuning into the readings that I produce for everybody. So yes, this is for you Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus. So I say that because, and say that for you because it's like, gosh, there's something like trying to get it out. So it could be something that you're trying to get out and say or speak or talk about for something like that. Anyway, so this is for Leo, for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. God, I finally got it out. So check out what your other signs are. That's where I'm asking why I'm saying that. So, gosh, there's a lot going on at the moment, and I thought I was really grounded. Turns out I'm not that grounded, but I feel like that's more for you guys and girls, actually. So there may be something that's going on where it's kind of feeling some of you semi-unsettled, some of you is like really unsettled, and others of you, just like unsettled in the sense of just, like confusion as well as the going on in there. So anyway, so as usual, I'm connecting with the highest of energies from the highest of highest of realms, and who are the highest of beings, and that who are here for the greater good of one and all, and in that I connect with each sign's energy. So I'm connecting with obviously the sign of Cancer to bring through messages, of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, and prosperity and abundance. Okay, for you. Oh, right. So anyway, I don't normally say that. So there must be something really interesting going on where there is maybe with that grounding. And just as I said that, there is like I feel a lot calmer. The energy is like just settling down a bit. It's not like wavy, but it's like, very calm, a lot calmer. Thank you. So I just want to remind everybody that these readings are general. So do check out what your other signs are saying for you. If this isn't quite making sense, to help you make sense of it, basically. And if it doesn't resonate with you, well, and then it doesn't. Okay, so I feel like there may be something that's going on with you. It's like whether it's something isn't resonating with you, when other things are. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does. And it's just like letting it go and moving on to what you are more drawn to or what resonates like with you for now. Later on, it might make more sense to you. Okay, so it's like not wasting energy on things that to freak yourself out or to stress yourself out on. But I feel like there's something I'm hearing like researching stuff as well, for some reason, for some of you, and it may be oh gosh, where they're going there, researching. Okay, whatever that is, you'll know what that is for you. And it could be like, looking through some old texts that you've, messages to find, text messages that you've been messaged, or messaged to somebody to find some, the word I'm hearing is actually evidence, or find some information that you have, maybe, and it's interesting because they, have written to someone about something like a message, and it may be a post like on Facebook that you're looking for to, to remind yourself about something to share with another person, whatever that is about. It could be an email, but it's also, there is, but yeah, okay. Something like that. It could be that you're like just looking for something in your drawers or in the cupboard that you need a tool or something like that. Anyway, but they're talking about that, and I'm hearing like research as well, or evidence as well. So some of you may be going to court on saying that, or some of you may be feeling like you're needing to justify yourself or something, or have some proof of, or certification. That's where they're heading with that, about for something as well. Anyway, we'll go see what's coming up. So this one here, I'm hearing these, so Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael had come through this morning to share their wisdom, knowledge and healing energies with us, and to help, whatever is going on for you, Leo. So we have the first cut out is, Archangel Raphael, the pink colours here. So he's bringing through a lot. They're talking about setting some boundaries there with the Princess of Swords. So there's something about a new idea. I'm feeling like you're going into exploring something new or something different, and you have the sword up though. So I feel like there's something about, you know, following your own truth on saying that, but also setting boundaries with yourself as well as with other people. So it comes back to you about where those boundaries are for you, basically, as to how people come into your space and affect you. But they're also talking about, you know, this is about, you know, what the information that you've been, or the evidence or whatever it is that is coming to you. So they're talking about setting some boundaries with that. So maybe you may have gone, got some information that's kind of maybe rattling you, and it's taking you down a new path, or you've found something out and it's actually, or something has clicked up here and it's like you maybe haven't taken much notice of before, and it's like, okay, I'll make more sense of that now. I can make sense of that now, where that was going and why something didn't maybe quite fit with you earlier, you know, and that, when I say earlier, it could be this week, last week, you know, 3-4 years ago, but something is coming up, you know, for you now, and it's like, oh, I get that now. And so it may be something like a course that you were going to do maybe 2-3 years ago, maybe even 6 months ago, and you've decided now, okay, I'm more ready for that as well. So you may be pulling together some information as far as like what you need to pull, you know, to enable you to enroll. Others of you, you know, it could be like business papers, buying a house or something like that, and maybe somebody is like saying like, don't buy now, or whatever it is, you know, or, you know, in the background there. So, but I do feel like this is, you know, my throat, when I'm trying to get stuff out. It's maybe you've been a little bit like, you know, trying to explain yourself or express yourself, or explain something to yourself as well as to others, and it's not necessarily, you know, and it's because it's just like you want to share something, but I feel like there is, for some of you who may have been like just like cut like that, and it's like, oh wow, I really wanted to, you know, share my point of view, and, you know, or something like that. Anyway, they're talking about, you know, not about you not allowing yourself to get caught up in the emotions of it as well, but it's also, you know, because it's just going to mind stuff you, basically. So let's not mind fuck ourselves, you know, and like just like see, there it goes again, and just come into that calm space, okay? Because it's like, and you know, speaking your truth, but setting some boundaries as well with that, and who is speaking, you know, and what people may be coming back to you with, and it's like, okay, I get that, but I'm not just gonna like, I'm gonna work with what I have got, you know, what I am comfortable with for now, if you know, or forever, whatever that is. So what I'm hearing here is, to the next card here, because they're doing a mind, you know, body, spirit, soul sort of flow again today, which is different from the first three signs, which is kind of interesting. But everybody has different energy, and I feel like that's part of the message, that we all like process things very differently, or very similarly, but we, you know, and we may have a different outcome depending on what, you know, our belief systems are, or whatever, you know, or just how we think about things from what has happened in our lives, basically. So this is where they're talking about creating those boundaries, or set some boundaries. Surround yourself in loving energy with music, color, people, places, and animals, or whatever that is. So, and you know, just so you can ground yourself and be in your space to find your calm, your peace of mind, body, soul, spirit, and soul, you know. Which is interesting too, because we have the moon card here, and the moon, you know, as you will probably have been really feeling, a lot of you, if you're more into the moon, you know, the energy of the moon and cycles and things, you know, there's a lot of energy that's going around, and that can like shift, you know, sway us with learning about things about ourselves. And you know, you may have been noticing your intuition being really quite heightened. You may have been noticing too, with the energy that's, you know, that not just what the moon brings, but in the universe too, because there's a lot of things that are happening, that you may be like, you know, feeling a little bit flat on certain days, and you know, so just allow yourself to go with that. And the flat in the sense of like your energy may be like a little bit, you know, just like, I just don't feel like doing anything. So this is why they're talking about also bringing in, you know, when our energy is a little bit higher, to get those things done that we know we want to get done or need to get done, rather than procrastinate, because there's going to become a time when our energy is like, you know, needs to rest. and process things, and whatever it is going on with you. And so if we're not resting in that time and utilizing that time, as well as the higher energy time when our energy levels are a lot higher, it's kind of, we could stress ourselves by say, oh shit, I wish I'd done that. So what they're saying really is just doing what you need to do, whatever it is, but don't stress yourself out over it, because sometimes that's part of the lesson, but then they're just bringing back so about this energy side of things, because that's where a lot of the messages is like thinking about your energy levels, basically, because that's what the moon helps us regulates around when it's going through its, I'm going to say, around its basic cycle. Okay, so then we're moving into finding your truth. So on a spiritual level, I feel like that's kind of leading into that. It's like this is about you finding your truth in the matter and know it, and then make your choice, basically, with Archangel Raphael at the end of the day. I feel like you may be a little bit defensive about it, because we have the Seven of Wands here, which is you, Leo. So it's going with the fire sign. So it's like, and we've got your guard up about something, and fair enough, but I do feel like this is on saying that, bringing through that love, peace, harmony and joy, and going back to what they had what had come through before, channeled through before, with these two messages here coming through. But it's all lining up. I feel it's all lining up here. So, and then we have the Eight of Wands here, and this one here is in reverse, so there may be some sort of resistance, or I say resistance because sometimes, or not ready to hear or see or do something on a soul level. Sometimes we have to let people go, and so each can grow. If you connect again, then it will be so. And and that's pretty much where they're going with that. So so there could be a person that's in your life, and it may be on a relationship, love level, or in that sense, a marriage, or it could be a friendship. It could be even a career. On saying that, it could be someone, a boss or an employee. It could be whatever, a friend, like I say. It could be some family members, or people that are in your life that disagree with your choice by the look of it. So yeah, and so it's and there may be something that you're processing at the moment on a soul level, basically. So it's kind of just it's turning that around and seeing things from another perspective. And it's not saying that it's easy, but it's a challenge. But on saying that, it's when we switch our perspective, which is what this is, the Princess of Swords is talking about here, is also stepping into something new, exploring something new. So there is switching in the way that you think about things, which is meaning probably you're going to switch around the way that you do some things as well, or approach some people or things, the way that you do it. But then we have the Eight of Wands here. So there's something about now, with the Eight, you generally talk to me, you're at a turning point now with the Seven. So there's something about, I feel like you're getting more ready to be okay with that, or see things on a soul level as to where, and what that means at the moment for that, where you need to go for you. So there's something that the Eight of Wands here is a now energy. So, and you've fired out all your, dreams and aspirations and things like that, and your plans and, things about what you want to do. So it's about now moving towards them. So there's a movement towards wherever you're going. So he's really ready to go, and explore what he's put out for, more so now. So it's there may be something like that is for you to because he's this, I'm just looking at how he's really going for it and looking into it, good for it, to actually, what I'm hearing is to meet whatever is out there, basically. So anyway, I'm going to we're going to go with these cards to just bring out, see what else is there coming through for to enhance these messages and give you maybe to clarify it. We'll just see what happens a bit more. So okay, what have we got here for Cancer, just to clarify? Oh shit, okay, no, that's not all those. It's definitely not all those. That's not half the deck, but it's so something may I don't know where they're going with that, so I'm not taking all those. And it may be that you're not going to take something with that. There may be a lot of stuff that's coming up, so it's like, okay, I feel like we're going to take that one because it flew out and come back. And the Lovers card here, some boundaries. So it could be that there could be a new love that's coming into your life. It may be like you setting some boundaries for yourself in that way for some of you. But some of you, it is, you know, a new love as in a new job or a passion that you allowed yourself to go into as well. But there is, and you know, and looking at things from that, you know, now that you've figured things out, so that may be more on the cards for you sooner rather than later, but they're just talking about, you know, going through this process, and you may be in that right now. Okay, beautiful. So there's something that may be, you know, I'm just looking at that card here. You know, a sense of allowing yourself to go into a situation where it will, you know, I feel like there's that sense of going with it, you know, a vulnerability and allowing yourself to feel love again as well, whether it be with a person or going into a relationship or something like that. So the Nine of Pentacles, surrounding yourself with you know, this loving energy, and the Moon card here, there's something where there's a sense of contentment here with the Nine of Pentacles, you know, and it's like getting to that point where you're like understanding. So, you know, going within, you know, meditation, go for that walk and being centered and focused, of being in the moment of what it is, you know, and looking at what your emotions are like with the moon cycles and taking that time to rest. And, you know, it may be like, you know, you're seeing more things, you know, being more grounding yourself, and you're starting to see more, feel more, sense more, or yearn for more of that, basically, as well as that, you know, being in that space. But something, I feel like you're starting to get it, you know, and more for you with something in particular that's going on around you. But for some of you, it's, you know, the wider perspective of things. The Six of Cups here is like, yeah, kind of like understanding what your emotional side, what all this emotion is about, and, you know, and finding your truth with that. So on an emotional level, it's like, I feel like you're moving away from something, but as in, you know, discovering, you know, allowing yourself to discover something new with your emotions, and understanding your truth within that emotion, but not getting too caught up in it. So, and you know, and being not so defensive probably, but, you know, being guarded, but being mindful is what I'm hearing, that with that, allowing yourself to be more mindful. The Hanging Man here, like sometimes we have to let go of people, you know, and the Eight of Wands, in order to move in a direction where we're more drawn to move towards with this Eight of Wands here. So, you know, this is the Hanging Man here, seeing things from another perspective, you know, which is kind of what we already talked about. Then the Page of Cups, you know, there's something on an emotional level, and the Queen of Swords is, you know, getting, you know, being in control of your mind, and what you're being in your power by, you know, and communicating your truth basically to yourself. And when we do that, it's like everybody knows about it, will know about it, because you're speaking and you're standing in your own truth, but you're taking power or taking charge of what is going on up here, basically, which helps us to, you know, when we're venturing in to learning about our emotions on another level, basically. So, and our intuition can play a really good part. So there could be a big part of that. So it may be that you're more, as you're, you know, for some of you, it may be more along that lines, as you are releasing things, you're actually seeing and you know, seeing things from, you know, actually more in tune with yourself, where your intuition is maybe like more heightened, and you're freaking yourself out. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, but it's like, but on an emotional level, I feel like there's a new journey on that, where you're just maybe digging a little bit deeper in figuring out why am I, you know, what am more affected by this, that, and what have you. And with the Queen of Swords in the background there as well, but it's together, you know, it's about, you know, being, which, you know, being, you know, honest and truthful to yourself as well, but because, you know, and speaking your truth, and it's just being, I feel like it is being, finding that balance on saying that, but like not letting your emotions get in the way as you speak your truth, and that's good, but it's not just being mindful that you're not coming from it, like, because she can be quite sharp, How do I know I'm an air sign? And that's a, that's a part of me. So, but not so much nowadays, of course, but it's in the way that we do it. So succinct to the point, but letting people know where we stand or where you stand with it. So it may be that, bringing in her energy is just bringing some balance, but being mindful about your emotions, as well as you're like exploring and moving into this space and not letting yourself get too caught up here, and emotionally, that this comes out all, and keeping it in a space where it comes out where it's going to benefit for you, in the sense that you're not going to stress yourself out, because you're not going to think or feel, go in there emotionally and say, and beat yourself up thinking, oh, I shouldn't have said that, because you may have tackled it in a very abrupt way. And on saying that, but this is where they're talking about, if you said it with the intention of love behind it, and with it as you've delivered it as well, it's like, you lessen the chances of that happening. Okay, so it is this is really, really cool. So there may be that you are needing to speak up for yourself as well, but surround yourself, create some boundaries and that sort of thing at the moment. This is really cool though, because it's all movement, like I say. Every reading to me is awesome because it's in positive, in the sense that it's all about evolving, growth, understanding ourselves, and giving us a little bit of insight about ourselves within, but also without of us as well. So anyway, I'm going to leave that with you now, Leo, with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, and prosperity and abundance. So bye for now, and we'll see you probably in a week or two with the November reads. Bye for now.